Hey guys, it's Jeremy Miner here. Today we're going to go over why it's so important for somebody to have the ability to sell in today's competitive world. First things first, everyone is in sales now. Even if you don't get paid a commission, you're still doing what? You're trying to persuade, you're out there trying to influence, convince, you're trying to move others. We call that non-sales selling. So if you're a business owner, trying to get your employees to follow your vision of your company and where you want to go, what are you doing? You're trying to persuade, you're trying to influence, you're trying to move others. If you're an employee trying to convince your boss to give you a pay raise, you are trying to persuade, you're trying to convince, you're trying to influence others. If you're a contractor or a coach or a consultant and you're trying to get more clients, what are you doing? Well, you're trying to persuade, you're trying to convince, you're trying to move others. If you're an attorney trying to convince a judge that your client is innocent, you're trying to convince, you're trying to persuade, you're trying to influence them. If you're a politician, for hell's sake, and you're trying to get people to vote for you, what are you doing? You're trying to convince, persuade, and move others. I mean, even if you're a school teacher and you're trying to get your kids to do their homework, or a mom trying to get your kids to do homework, or a dad, what are you doing? You're trying to influence, you're trying to persuade, and you're trying to move others. You see, persuasion and selling have been around since the beginning of time. Let me give you an example. If you read in what we have now today, known as the biblical record, the Bible, it talks about how there was a war in heaven, and Satan and 1/3 of God's children were thrust out of heaven as they rejected God's plan for us. Now, the other 2/3 accepted God's plan for us. Now, was this war in heaven fought with guns? Was it fought with tanks and bullets, swords? Was it fought with any of that? No. It was a war of persuasion. It was a war of influence. It was a war of moving others. So persuasion has been around for millions of years, way before mankind was ever put on this earth. So if you want to win in life, if you want to be the best in your job or career or business that you're involved in, then it is a necessity. It is a necessity for you to learn the right persuasion skills. Otherwise, you're going to get left behind in life. Okay, we just went over why it's so important for somebody to have the ability to sell in today's competitive world, and that is your tip for the day.